Basic method of test. Contents. 1. Type and period of routine inspection of relay protection. 2. Basic test method for relay protection. 1. Type and period of routine inspection of relay protection. According to the DL/T995-2016 Inspection Code for Relay Protection and Power Grid Safety Automation Device, inspection of conventional substation relay protection and power grid safety automatic devices includes. The routine maintenance and inspection types are divided into 3 categories. A. Acceptance and inspection of the newly installed protection devices. B. Regular inspection of protection devices in operation, referred to as regular inspection. C. Supplementary inspection of the protection device in operation, simply supplementary inspection. According to the DL/T995-2016 Inspection Code for Relay Protection and Power Grid Safety Automation Device, acceptance inspection of newly installed protection devices. Acceptance inspection of newly installed protection devices shall be conducted as follows. A. When the newly installed primary equipment is put into operation. B. When putting in newly installed protective devices on existing primary equipment. According to the DL/T995-2016 Inspection Code for Relay Protection and Power Grid Safety Automation Device, periodic inspection of the protection devices in operation. Regular inspection is divided into 3 types. A. All inspections. B. Partial inspection. C. Conduct the circuit breaker trip and closing test with the protection device. According to DL/T995-2016 Inspection Specification for Relay Protection and Grid Safety, the supplementary tests were divided into 5 categories. A. Inspection after making large changes to the protection device in operation, including the protection device software version upgrade or the addition of new circuits. B. Inspection after overhaul or replacement of equipment once. C. Test after the abnormality is found during the operation. D. Post-accident inspection. E. The protection device that has been put into operation has been powered off for 1 year or more, and the inspection when it is put into operation again. According to the DL/T995-2016 Inspection Code for Relay Protection and Power Grid Safety Automation Device, content and cycle of periodic inspection. Regular inspection shall be carried out in accordance with the cycle specified in the standard, the project and the contents of the standardized operation instructions approved by the competent authorities at all levels. The formulation of regular inspection cycle plan shall take into account the voltage level and working conditions of the equipment under its jurisdiction, and shall be carried out according to the cycle and projects required by the standard. Generally speaking, in the event of a power outage and maintenance of the equipment, regular inspections should be coordinated as much as possible. According to the DL/T995-2016 Inspection Code for Relay Protection and Power Grid Safety Automation Device, all inspection and partial inspection cycle table of protection devices of 220 kV voltage level and above. According to the DL/T995-2016 Inspection Code for Relay Protection and Power Grid Safety Automation Device, contents of the supplementary test. 1. Inspection due to the maintenance or replacement of the primary equipment, circuit breaker, current and voltage transformer, etc., shall be inspected by the Relay Protection Department of the Operation and Maintenance Unit. Determine the inspection items of primary equipment according to the nature of primary equipment maintenance, replacement. 2. After the large changes of the protection device in operation or the secondary circuit change of the device, it shall be inspected by the Relay Protection Department of the Operation and Maintenance Unit, and the inspection items shall be determined according to their working nature. 3. If the protection device is abnormal or the incorrect action of the device and the reason is unknown, the Relay Protection Department of the Operation and Maintenance Unit shall formulate the specific inspection items and inspection sequence according to the accident situation, and carry out the post-accident inspection as soon as possible. After the inspection work, the report shall be put forward in time and submitted for reference according to the authority of equipment dispatching for future reference. 2. Basic test method for relay protection. According to GB/T7261 Basic Test Method for Relay Protection and Grid Safety 2016. The standard specifies the basic test methods for relay protection and safety automatic devices. Define basic performance tests include 1. Relay contact basic parameters test. 2. Test of coil basic parameters. 3. Test of the basic parameters of the converter. 4. With or without relay function test. 5. Accuracy test of the characteristics of measuring relay and device. 6. Time characteristic test. 7. Switch quantity input and output test. 8. Measurement and control performance test. At present, the common inspection items of substation microcomputer protection device inspection are 3, 5, 6, and 7. Specific test items, methods, and requirements vary depending on the composition principle. 1. Appearance inspection. 1. Check whether the inside and outside of the protection device are clean without dust accumulation. 2. Clean the dust on the terminal row of the circuit board and the screen cabinet. 3. Check whether the small switches, track wheel, and buttons of the device are good. 4. Whether the display screen is clear and whether the text is clear. 5. Check the printed circuit boards of each plug-in for damage or deformation, and whether the connection is well connected. 6. Check whether the components on each plug are well welded and whether the chip is plugged in. 7. Check whether the converter and relay on each plug-in are fixed or loose. 8. Check whether the terminal row screw of the device is tightened, and whether the rear panel wiring is well connected. 2. Work power supply inspection. 1. Check at 80% rated power, protection device shall work stably. 2. Power self-start test. Close the power switch on the DC power plug-in, and slowly adjust the test DC power supply from 0 to 80% rated power value. At this time, the operating light of the protection device should be on and there is no abnormality. 3. DC power supply pull-in test. Pull and close the DC working power supply 3 times at 80% of the rated voltage of the DC power supply. The inverter will start reliably, and the protection device will not malfunction or send signals by mistake. 4. There is no abnormality in the power-off recovery process of the protection device, and the work is stable and normal after power on. 5. When the power is dropped on the protection device should not send abnormal data, and the relay should not be operated by mistake. 6. During regular inspection, also check whether the inverter power supply is close to the minimum fault-free working time specified in DL/527-2013, and if close, it should be replaced in time. 3. Analog to digital conversion system inspection. 1. Check the zero drift. During the inspection of this project, it is required that the protection device does not input AC current and voltage, and the zero drift value of the observation device within a period of time meets the requirements of the set technical conditions. 2. Check the amplitude and phase accuracy of each current and voltage input. During the acceptance inspection of the newly installed protection device, input the current and voltage of different amplitudes and phases according to the test method specified in the technical specification of the device, and observe that the sampling value of the device meets the requirements of the technical conditions of the device. In all inspections, only the current and voltage of different amplitudes can be input respectively. In some inspections, only constant current and voltage can be input separately. 4. Setting inspection of fixed value. The setting inspection of the setting value refers to the test after setting the operating value and operating time of each relevant element of the protection device according to the fixed value notice. The specific test items, methods, and requirements vary depending on the composition principle. Generally, the positive logic is used to test the correct action of the fixed value characteristic, and the inverse logic part does not meet the requirements to test whether it is correct or not, so as to ensure its correctness. E.g. The fixed value inspection of a certain section of distance protection should verify both 0.95 times reliable action and 1.05 times reliable non-action. Directional current protection inspection, not only to verify the reliable action within the forward direction action range, but also to verify the reverse direction non-action range. Circumstances and draw conclusions of action boundary analysis. For the slip blocking condition in low-frequency load shedding, it is necessary to verify both the reliable operating value of dF/dt and a reliable blocking value. 1. Each set of protection should be individually checked for setting, and the AC and DC power supply and time measurement wiring in the test wiring circuit should be directly connected to the terminal block of the protection panel under test. The relative polarity relationship of the AC voltage and current test wiring should be exactly the same as the relative phase relationship, the phase relationship converted to the primary side, of the voltage and current transformer connected to the panel cabinet in the actual operation wiring. 2. During the setting inspection, except that the incoming AC current and voltage are simulated fault values and the tripping and closing circuits of the circuit breaker are disconnected, the entire set of protection devices should be under conditions that are completely consistent with the actual operating conditions, and must not be used. Artificially altered during the experiment. 3. The set action time of the protection device is the total time from the introduction of the simulated fault component, current, voltage or current and voltage, to the protection panel cabinet to the protection action sending the trip pulse to the circuit breaker. 4. The inspection items and contents of the electrical characteristics shall be formulated according to the nature of the inspection, the specific structure and operation principle of the protection device. When checking the characteristics of the protection device, in principle, it should meet the actual operating conditions and meet the requirements of actual operation. Each inspection item should have a clear purpose, or necessary for operation, or to determine whether components and devices are in good condition and to find possible defects. During periodic inspection and acceptance inspection of newly installed protective devices, the setup inspection requirements of the device are as follows. 1. During the acceptance inspection of the newly installed protection device, each functional element of the protection should be inspected one by one according to the setting items on the value notice, the device technical specification or the test method recommended by the manufacturer. 2. During all inspections, only one of the protection elements, composed of different principles, needs to be inspected. It is recommended to check the setting items of the main protection, and the backup protection such as phase 1, 2, and 3 impedance protections only need to select any setting item for inspection. 3. Partial inspections may be carried out in combination with the entire set of tests of the protective device. 5. Whole set of trials. 1. After completing the setting inspection of each set of individual protections, components, it is necessary to connect all the protection devices of the same protected equipment together and send the whole group of inspection tests to verify the failure and reclosing process of each protection device. Action situation and protection circuit design and the quality of debugging. 2. If all sets of protection devices of the same protected equipment are connected to the secondary circuit of the same current transformer, according to the actual wiring of the circuit, the test current is connected to the terminal block of the first set of protective screen cabinets introduced from the current transformer. Voltage, to check whether the action relationship between each set of protection is correct. If the sets of protection devices of the same protected equipment are connected to different current loops, the current loops of each set of protection should be temporarily connected in series, and then the whole group of tests should be carried out. 3. During the acceptance inspection or all inspection of the newly installed protection device, each set of protection, referring to the general term for protection of several protections sharing a group of outlets, with a simulated circuit breaker, or with an actual circuit breaker or by other means, can be carried out first. Whole set of trials. 4. After each set of protection transmission is completed, it is necessary to simulate various faults and conduct a whole set of tests with actual circuit breakers of all protection belts. Thank you for watching it.